Hello everybody, how are we doing today? Today I'm going to be showing you guys an in-depth review of the most outstanding application to hit the App Store to date, and it is going to be called The Sims 3. It has a higher price tag at $9.99, but after I've downloaded it and pretty much been addicted beyond belief, not being able to stop playing with my iPod Touch, I do not regret spending any of it at all. It was completely worth the price tag, and I completely recommend for you to go out and download the application. So if you haven't heard of The Sims, basically what the series is one of the best-selling franchises for any console ever. It's been huge on PCs, Macs, been great on even console systems such as PlayStations. It's everywhere. Most of you, I'm sure, have heard of The Sims, but if you haven't, what I would relate it to is being able to control your own second universe, basically. You control your own sim, which you do create and customize to your own liking, and then from there on out, you can start new families with other sims that you encounter. You can get jobs that you want to at certain locations. You can go around, start gardens, build up your house, buy different items. It's basically starting a second life, but in a more fun and goofy kind of way. So from this main menu, you have a couple different options. Goals checklist, which will be unlocked once you actually create your sim. EA Sports more games that they've created. Options, and help and about. I'd recommend going into help and about, checking out the introduction, and then also checking out all these tutorials. There's cooking, fishing, repairing, and gardening tips. These are not video tutorials. What they are is you simply click on them and then go through, and you'll be able to read just a little bit of an update on how to actually go through these different tutorials throughout the application. Alrighty, go back into our main menu, and I will show you guys creating a character. So you open up a new game, and from here you actually have a pretty outstanding amount of customization tools for your sim. Let's go through pretty much all of them. You can do the different genders, of course. You have male and female. Now you go through, got a couple different more here. This is just skin tone, eye color, there's a randomization tool if you don't want to actually customize your sim and you just want to get started into the game. Up here on this right side of the screen, you actually have different sets that you can actually change the color to. So you got about 8 different hairstyles that you can actually do. Let's change it to blonde so you'll be able to actually see them all. So, not as many as I'd like there to be, but I'm sure they'll have updates at some point where you'll be able to customize your character farther. Now you have different torso options with different shirts. You have camo, double thing, striped, I'm not going to name them all. There's like suits, there's tuxes and everything. And for each of these different designs, there's like 3 different customizations with colors that you can actually choose. So that is definitely a cool feature that I found because that makes it a lot more possibilities that you can actually change it to. So we will settle on that. For pants, we can go through. There's actually some shorts also. That looks good. There's some shoes. Aside from shoes, you can also go through and you can find flip-flops and sandals. Change the color of these also. You can change the color of all these clothing options. We'll go and do blue. Check. And there we go. That's our new sim. Now that we've actually created the physical appearance of our sim, you can go through and change the persona. I believe that there's 5 or 6 different personas. Jack of all trades. It's pretty much an average, well-rounded sim. Nice guy. He's very friendly throughout the entire neighborhood. A jerk, pretty much just annoys sims beyond belief. A sleaze, pretty much just a player or a guy that gets around town. Power seeker, loves money and loves power. And a maniac. This sim is just crazy. So we'll just be a nice guy. Check. And then from persona, you get to pick 5 different traits from a pretty generous list, actually. Shy, conversationalist, good sense of humor, no sense of humor, easily impressed, easily bored, vain, modest, mean-spirited, friendly, couch potato, active, slob, neat, genius, absent-minded, and neurotic. So you can go through and you can select 5 of these. Let's go through. We will do conversationalist, good sense of humor, modest, friendly, active. Check. Now our sim is just about created. Now we just need to name him. We will name this one YouTube. Done. Check. Our sim is fully created. So now it'll load up. You will encounter quite a few loading screens throughout this entire game. There's a lot that you're going to actually see, and it's very similar to the classic series where you do get a lot of loading screens when you actually change from location to location. From what I've heard, if you actually buy The Sims 3 for a PC or for a Mac, you don't have any loading screens really when you change locations, which is a nice feature. But this is a smaller device you're going to have to load up, and there's so much content packed into this small little device. I have no complaints about all the loading screens. It is a little bit noticeable though from time to time. So when you first do start off your career or your story mode, you get greeted with a tutorial, yes or no. You can select to do the tutorial, or you can skip over it, which is what we're going to do. Alrighty, and now that we've actually started, let's go through some of the actual controls and pretty much just our entire HUD setup that we have. Over on this left side, selecting here will tell you what you actually have done lately, pretty much your latest updates. Right now I'm well rested. This button down here with the chair and the lamp you click, and from the beginning you'll be able to move or sell furniture you already have or buy new furniture. Once you've actually gone through far enough in the story mode, you'll be able to upgrade to a bigger house setting for a higher price tag. You cannot build your own house structures in this application. This is the first one that you get started off with. As you gradually go on and you start spending more money to upgrade your house, once you've unlocked that feature, the houses just get bigger, more rooms do come out, and that's pretty much it. You really can't build any wall structures or anything like that, which is kind of a downer, because that has been one of my favorite things I've seen so far throughout the Sims series. Go into this left bottom corner, this is your menu, options, helping about save and continue, and save and quit to main menu. Down at the bottom you have your simoleons, which is the amount of money that your sim has, and then also your status bar. Your status bar is a very important aspect throughout the Sims game. It's been through all the Sims games from 1, 2, and 3, all of them. It's a huge deal. What this shows you is how your Sims actually doing throughout their life. Hunger, energy, bladder, hygiene, social, and fun. At the very bottom you'll actually have an overview of how the mood is, and right now we are happy. At the right bottom corner you'll have a set of wishes. Wishes do constantly appear, saying maybe buy a stove or kick over a trash can. If you like one of these wishes, you'll be able to lock them in by checking the wish off. So that'll be pretty much a goal that you'll be trying to achieve throughout your entire gameplay. Down at the right bottom corner, just a different type of menu setting. You can scroll through these. These are your wishes that I just talked about, your status, your persona of what kind of a person you are, your inventory that you've actually bought items of, and then also you can go to the town from here. Now this is where the world actually opens up. This is where you get to interview and, not interview, intercept, or what am I trying to look for? This is where you get to meet new characters. This is where you get to see everything. All these buildings that you're seeing here, every single building is a different place that you can go to. So all the little houses, these are different sim characters that you can meet. This main center square, this is the town hall. This is the hobby shop, inventory store, or not the hobby shop, this is the pawn shop. This is the quick mart, where you can buy different ingredients, the laboratory, the bistro, which is like the local restaurant, and that's it. And then this main part, you actually have your center square, which is actually a lake. Very nice place to actually meet other Sims, and then also, aside from meeting other Sims, that's where you can fish. So, these four main buildings, you have the town hall, you have the quick mart, the laboratory, and then the bistro. Out of those four areas, you're able to actually select and get a job. That's where you'll get hired, and that's where you'll start making your simoleons from. So aside from that, that is pretty much the entire outlook on the town. Let's say that we want to go over to our local neighbor's house, though. Click on any of the houses. We'll go over to Kia's house. Visit. So that's kind of a con with the game. As you just saw, our little sim just walked over to the house, and that would be fine if it was a loading screen, but after that happens, now you're greeted with another loading screen. So it seems like that's almost just a little, I don't know, kind of a thing to make this game seem more realistic, but it'd be nice if that would be your loading screen instead of having to watch your sim walk and then be greeted by another one. So here we are in Kia's house. We have not met Kia yet, so this is going to be kind of awkward because I don't want to wait around for her, so we're just going to walk inside. Actually, no, we're not going to walk inside. Now that you guys see, this is Kia's house. This is upgraded furniture, upgraded appliances. You see that every single building in this entire place is visitable. You can go inside of it and interact with it completely. So that's what makes this game seem so realistic, is that you're not paying $10 for this application just to be stuck inside of your own house. You have about 10 different areas you can actually go to, probably about 15 different Sims you actually get to be able to meet, and then there's a bunch of different places you can go to get jobs, stock up on inventory, fish if you want to. Fishing is actually pretty fun. Let's go over. We can't quite fish yet because I haven't been able to buy my fishing rod yet, but now that we've actually seen the basics on this entire application, let's go through. I'll cancel out of this. I'll go over to my actual sim that I've actually been playing with for a few days now, and I'll show you what it's like once you get farther into the application. Alrighty, now that we're back at our main menu, we can go through, go to Start Game, and we will select My Player, Bill. So it loads back up again, and my sim has actually been working at the laboratory now for a few weeks. I've gotten a promotion already. I've already upgraded my house, as you guys see. I don't have that much content inside of my house, so I have all the original stuff. I've sold some of the stuff so I could actually upgrade to it, but I'm constantly making more money though at my job, so I'm actually working on it, not trying to upgrade my house, but trying to get some more stuff that I can actually put into it. So now that we've actually unlocked all the different options and upgrades pretty much, see right here, this is the third tab that's been unlocked. New, I can upgrade my house. So I click on this. Costs $2,500 for me to upgrade my house. That'll pretty much just increase its size and increase its room, pretty much its capacity to hold different objects. So go into here, we can buy new furniture. I will show you all the different furniture you can buy. There's 6 different tabs. Kitchen. So you can just scroll through. These are not all unlocked at first. This is kind of a spoiler alert just in case you were wondering, because these are different items that you haven't been able to see when you first start up on a mission or on a story mode. So there's about 15 to 20 different items for each category, which is a pretty nice feature. Going to living, actually, there's quite a few for living. Looks like there's about 30. But you can keep watching, and it has all of the basics, pretty much an intermediate upgrade, and then there's also the modernized upgrade. There's no really items in here that, or there's not many items in here that you wouldn't need. Example, in other Sims games, there's stuff like pinball and dart machines and weight machines. Those are not in here. What you have in here is basically different types of TV sets or different types of couches, different types of refrigerators, different types of showers and baths. You have upgradable types. There's really no miscellaneous kind of categories. What you have in here is the basic needs, and then you can also upgrade those basic needs to get a higher quality of that type of item. But that's kind of a downside, is that there's such a limited amount of items. But really, when it's on a device like this, on the iPod Touch and iPhone, there is a crazy amount of items that they do allow you to buy. It's just, when you actually play the first Sims or the second Sims on a PC or on a Mac computer, then you go down to here and you have a watered down version of the application or of the game, and you don't have quite as many items as you can buy. There's only about 60 or 70, when in the PC and Mac version there's a few hundred. That's kind of a downer, but they did a fantastic job allowing you to get all the basic needs that you need to actually accomplish by getting. So now that we're here, let's go back into town mode, and I will show you what you can actually do in the town. I've actually progressed pretty far. As I was telling you, my sim has got a promotion at the laboratory. I have a higher paying job now. My hours are shorter. Over here, Kia's house, what we actually just stalked in my other campaign that I was just showing you. Kia is my girlfriend in this application, which pretty much sounds really nerdy. But yeah, my sim has fallen in love with Kia. I do have the option actually now to propose to her if I want to start a married couple with her, if I want to start a family with her, which is a pretty sweet idea in Sims, because they've always had that as an option in the first and second Sims games. What we can do here though is we will actually show you how to go fishing, because that is one of the coolest things I think in this application. It didn't really need to be put into the application, but it's a small little feature that kind of makes the application and the actual world of Simville or whatever you're living in more realistic. It actually makes it seem like it's more of a realistic living style that you're actually partaking in. So go over here to the side of the dock. There's actually like 5 or 6 different places to actually fish inside of the lake where you can catch different fish at, but it's really easy. It's just a nice little mini game that they pretty much included. Using the accelerometer, you put the hook in front of the fish's mouth, and then once they've started biting at it, you flick up, and there we go. My skill level has increased a little bit for my sim. I have 5 out of 5 catfish. Once you catch like 5 catfish and then maybe like grow like a crop, that kind of makes your sim a little bit happier. Sometimes it'll actually accomplish more wishes or some of their goals. My current wish right now is grow tomatoes. I have 4 active goals that I've actually locked in. Cook grilled cheese, stay fed for 3 days, buy a bath, and buy something. So those are just easier ones that I've actually decided to lock in because that'll make my sim happier and make his living style more enjoyable for him. So here he goes in my status. My mood right now is just normal happy. It shows that my fun is a little bit lacking because it's actually white down there if you can see. And then up here if it's green it shows that it's pretty content, it's pretty fun, fulfilled right now. But as I was saying earlier, the lake is a great place to meet people. Here we go. This is a complete stranger that I've never met before. I don't know who this is. Jake is now an acquaintance. So this is Jake that we actually just met. So there's a lot of different options when you can actually converse with a person. At first you have talk about, be funny, be romantic, be nice, be rude, and goodbye. Once you start talking and become better friends with this type of sim, then you can actually unlock a lot more options. So let's just talk about, and then once you actually go into one category, you have subcategories you can choose from. Chat, talk about fishing, boast about fishing. Let's just chat. Now let's be funny. Tell a joke, make silly face, goof around. Let's tell a joke. Jake thinks your sim is being funny. So, me and Jake are becoming better friends gradually, and as you guys see, it's also becoming nighttime. The lights actually too come on in the street, which is pretty friggin' sweet, I think so. So let's head home actually now. We've had enough time out in the neighborhood, out in the town. We're heading home right now, and we are coming to the end of our in-depth review. Hopefully I've been able to show you guys everything that you actually want to see within SimWorld, within the actual Sims 3 application. I just wanted to show you guys pretty much the basics and then a little bit more in-depth of how far you can actually go into this application. It is a fantastic application. It is my favorite application to ever hit the App Store. Alrighty, so now that I've told you all my favorite things about the Sims application, I've actually showed you pretty much all that you can really do in the application. There's a few things that I've found inside of it that I have not been too fanly of. That's not even a real word, but there's a couple things that I haven't actually enjoyed too much that they've either taken out of the Sims series or that they haven't actually added into it. So, one con is that, as you guys saw earlier, I created my YouTube character, and when I showed you I was creating a character, and then I went over to my actual sim world where I was playing with my character named Bill. I cannot integrate those two characters, so you can only create one character and have them living in a world at one time, which is a really big downside because in a lot of other games, like The Sims 1 and Sims 2, you can actually get Sims to meet each other in the same village and actually marry each other and live together. You can usually just create a family from the beginning. You don't have to actually meet another Sim and marry them. So, next thing is that there's not enough items in this game. I mean, yes, it is a smaller device, it's a smaller application, it's only $10, so you're not buying the exact same copy of The Sims 3 like you would for the Mac or PC, but it would be nice if they added in a couple miscellaneous items to at least have fun with, maybe like a basketball hoop, the ability to build a swimming pool, something small and fun like that. That would at least keep the application a little bit updated, fun, not quite as much work, but would make it a little bit more of an enjoyable experience sometimes. A huge one that I've had a lot of problems with is that there are no time controls. If you've ever played Sims 1 or 2, there's the ability to fast forward or super fast forward time. Those controls have completely been taken out of The Sims 3 for the iPod Touch and iPhone. I'm assuming that it's so that it prevents the application from actually knocking and actually crashing a lot of the time, which is of course a huge problem when with these bigger applications. So they're trying to keep it at a steady pace so that you're not doing too much on such a small device at once, but it would be nice if they would at least put a small fast forward button in, or maybe the ability to skip forward an hour, because there's sometimes when I want to shower, get some food, go to the bathroom, and then fall asleep, and that can take 2 minutes just sitting here with my iPod Touch once I've selected all those controls. So that can become kind of tedious if they don't have those the ability to fast forward time at all. Like I was saying earlier, when you're walking through the town and whatnot, there should be the ability, I believe, that would be your load time instead of having to walk through the town, arrive at your destination, and then wait for a loading screen. It seems like that can become kind of annoying to have to walk across town and then have to wait through a loading screen. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but when you're walking through town a few times a day, it does become a little bit annoying and noticeable. And then my last thing is that there are not enough small details added into this application. I know that this is a device, it's a portable gaming device when you actually think about it with an application. It's only $10, but for something like the Sims series, there's always those small little fun, quirky little things you like to be added into. Maybe a burglar will come to your house, or a fire will start, and you're going to have to call the cops, call the fire station, something like that. But that's not in this application at all. And then also, stuff like a mailbox, or maybe when you actually get into bed and fall asleep, you don't get under your covers, you actually lay on top of your bed, and then you don't have to make your bed in the morning. It's smaller details like that that make The Sims really, really realistic and make it actually feel like you're actually living as your sim at one point. But with the no mailbox, burglars never coming by, maybe a skunk never coming by to ruin your garden or something like that, that's never in this application at all. I know that it is a smaller application, it's on a smaller portable gaming device, but when you're a fan of the Sims series and then you're trying to get a portable one like the Sims 3 for your iPod Touch and iPhone, it'd be nice if they kind of try to keep those in, but I'm sure that EA Sports will hear the fans' complaints about those kind of things, and maybe in future updates we might be able to see a couple of those things added in, which would be a definite nice feature. But guys, that is all I have for this application review. It is The Sims 3. It is my favorite application to come onto the portable gaming device, iPod Touch, or the iPhone so far. It is a fantastic application, one of the most amazing to be delivered into the App Store. It's $9.99. I definitely recommend going out to spend every penny for it. I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Hey guys, do you want a full list of every app that I've ever reviewed starting from app review number 1? Go to my YouTube homepage and click the link under Full List of Applications. It'll give you a Word document including the title of an application, the pricing, and the rating. Hopefully this helps. I'll talk to you guys later.